Hey, what's up? So I'm going to show you how to properly engage your lats, just doing a few simple exercises, okay? You need a broomstick. All right. The first rule that you should do, or that you should pay attention to when you do back, is that you want to make sure that you're engaging the back muscle first, because there's a lot of accessory muscles. Your shoulders want to take over, your arms want to take over, and your grip normally gives out before your lats do. And that's just because you're either gripping too hard with your hands or you're using too much arm. One of the number one rules with back is to know that it works on a plane of motion. So you have a plane of motion, and if you're working here versus here versus here versus anywhere else, along this plane is where you're going to be working your back. So anywhere that your arm is pulling, that's basically where you're going to be working that part of your back. That's why a lot of people, when they go through their back, they have weak areas because they're always doing like a horizontal pull. Or multiple vertical pulls that hit the same muscle groups in the back. So they're normally doing like a vertical pull here, vertical pull at another angle, or some other kind of pull down. It doesn't matter. When you're going to do pull downs, big thing to note is that the lats insert under your armpit. So if you were to just do a small exercise by doing a wide grip here, and then if you were to just flex and then pull your arms in here and flex down again, you can feel that this is going to be the stronger position, which is why I say that underhand is probably, I would say, more beneficial. I never do underhand grip or never do wide grip just for that sole purpose that I can put my arms in a stronger position, but it gives my lats a little bit more pulling power, especially with injuries and things like that. So if you were to just do just working with just your lats, you could actually get onto a wide grip handle and just use 2 fingers and hold onto it and flex, and then pull with just your lats. That's essentially how it should do. So when you get into a back position exercise, I'm going to show you using the broom here. Imagine the broom is your handle. So it's basically, you're going to be bringing the handle to you. So this is my overhand lat pull down. And then what you're going to do is, if you're doing wide grip, you want to depress and retract your shoulder blades, and then that way you lean back a little bit, flex your back. That way it puts your back at the position of where it's going to bring the stress and load. So if you're going like here and you're leaning forward, you're going to do a lot of shoulder. You're not really going to activate much of your back. However, if I turn to the side and I get to my proper seating position and I lean back and I pull straight to my chin and flex, it's all lats. So the same thing with this here is, if you're doing a sternum chin up, your sternum chin up needs to be right up to the bar, and you need to lean back and flex your back and throw your lats out. So when you're doing anything that requires you to do back, the first thing you should do is get your hands on the bar, depress your shoulders. So not having them up here, but just depress them, like literally pointing your arms to the ground. And then you should retract your shoulder blades. That way it puts your back in a position of ready, so you can accept the load of whatever you're going to be pulling or whatever you're going to be picking up, rowing or whatever. So generally speaking, pulling to your sternum or pulling to any part of your sternum would be more beneficial in flexing your back and getting your chest high. That's why if you do a chest supported row, the whole point is to get from here to here and get your arms, your elbows back as far as possible. The further back you can give your elbow drive, the more back you'll actually recruit. Chest high and forward like you're trying to meet the weight. And then when you're doing your pulling, like I said, pull over exaggerating to your sternum or to your low stomach and really throw your elbows back. Elbow drive is your number one concern when you're doing back. Pull with your elbows, not with your hands. And that should really wrap it up for wrap it up as for what you're doing for your back, is just to make sure that your back is flexed before you do anything. Same with any other body part. You want to flex and work that, make sure that working muscle is the one that's actually doing the work for you. So if I go to do a bicep exercise, I want to make sure I flex the bicep first and then make sure I do the exercise that way. My bicep is the one taking the stress and load, not my shoulders, not my back, not my rear delts, nothing like that. We want to limit accessory motion as much as we possibly can. Same with chest or anything like that, making sure you flex the chest before you do a push instead of just pushing with your shoulders, making sure that you're meeting the weight, etc. So when you go to do back, just make sure you're following the procedure where you're depressing your shoulder blades, retracting them, really getting yourself in a leaning position to where you can accept a load and then pull with just your lats. And if you do it with 2 fingers and just pull and not use your hands or your grip, you'll notice that you can just pull with just your lats. But I still prefer this position to get my back as arched as possible. And I included a couple exercises for you in the following videos. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, let me know.